Hulk is one of the most powerful and iconic characters in Marvel history.
A few moments later.
And over the years, we've seen him evolve from a simple TV show monster to a full-fledged CGI giant. But did you know that Hulk has changed drastically in size and appearance with every adaptation? Today, we're going through every version of Hulk, from 1977 to 2025, ranking them from smallest to tallest. And by the end, we'll also explore why Hulk's size has been decreasing dramatically in the MCU. The Incredible Hulk, 1977, 6 feet 5 inches. Back in the day, CGI didn't exist, so the first ever live-action Hulk we got was played by legendary bodybuilder Lou Ferrigno, standing 6 feet 5 inches tall. This version of the Hulk wasn't a towering CGI beast, but a real person with his body fully painted green, wearing a torn-up costume to resemble the comic book look. Fun fact, the role was initially given to Richard Kiel, famous for playing Jaws in James Bond films, but the producers felt he wasn't bulky enough, so they replaced him with Ferrigno. The TV series ran from 1977 to 1982, and due to its success, we got 3 TV movies later in the 80s. Unlike modern Hulks, Ferrigno's version didn't rely on special effects, which added a lot of realism to the character. The Incredible Hulk returns, 1988, 6 feet 5 inches. In 1988, the first Hulk TV movie was released, titled The Incredible Hulk Returns. This time, Hulk teamed up with Thor, and Ferrigno reprised his role. While his height remained 6 feet 5 inches, he looked bulkier than before, because Ferrigno had continued training and got even more muscular for this role. This was also the first time we saw a crossover between 2 Marvel heroes in live action. Another fun fact, in this movie, Ferrigno had hearing issues, so they changed his Hulk wig to make it easier for him to wear a hearing aid underneath. The Trial of the Incredible Hulk, 1989, 6 feet 5 inches. A year later, Hulk returned in The Trial of the Incredible Hulk, teaming up with Daredevil to take on Kingpin. Once again, Ferrigno played Hulk at 6 feet 5 inches, but his makeup and wig were slightly improved to give him a more polished look. This movie is historically important because it featured the first ever cameo by Stan Lee, who later became famous for appearing in almost every Marvel film. The Death of the Incredible Hulk, 1990, 6 feet 5 inches, marking the end of Ferrigno's Hulk era. Unlike the comics, where Hulk is nearly immortal, this movie showed Hulk dying after falling from a plane, which was a shocking moment for fans. Originally, Iron Man was planned to appear in the film, but those plans were canceled. Hulk, 2003, and 9 feet. After more than a decade, Hulk finally returned to the big screen with Ang Lee's Hulk. This was the first CGI version of Hulk, and his height was massive, starting at 9 feet tall and growing even larger when he got angrier. Unlike Ferrigno's Hulk, who was just a painted bodybuilder, this Hulk was fully digital, allowing for more realistic movements and extreme muscle growth. However, fans criticized the film for being too slow and serious, making it one of the most controversial Hulk adaptations. The Incredible Hulk, 2008, 9 feet. Marvel Studios rebooted Hulk with Edward Norton as Bruce Banner, introducing a new version of Hulk, standing 9 feet tall. This Hulk was more comic accurate, with a leaner but highly muscular body, glowing green eyes, and better CGI than the 2003 version. However, despite setting up connections to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, Norton was later replaced by Mark Ruffalo in the Avengers movies. The Avengers, 2012, 8 feet 5 inches. Mark Ruffalo took over as Bruce Banner in 2012. This was the first time the Hulk's face was modeled after the actor playing Bruce Banner, making him look more realistic and expressive. Fun fact, originally, Marvel wanted Edward Norton to return, but he didn't agree with the MCU's direction, so they recast Hulk with Ruffalo instead. Thor, Ragnarok, 2017, 8 feet 5 inches. Hulk became one of the main characters and had an 8 feet 5 inches height. But what made this version unique was that he could finally talk properly. Inspired by the Planet Hulk storyline, this version of Hulk had armor, weapons, and a gladiator-style look. Avengers Endgame, 2019, 8 feet 2 inches. In Endgame, we were introduced to Professor Hulk, a combination of Bruce Banner's brain and Hulk's body. This version was slightly shorter at 8 feet 2 inches, but was way more intelligent, allowing Hulk to use technology and strategize instead of just smashing things. She-Hulk, 2022, 7.5 feet. We see one of the smallest versions of the Hulk in the MCU. Standing at around 7 feet tall, this Hulk is far shorter compared to his earlier appearances, especially in films like Avengers, Endgame, or Thor, Ragnarok. Unlike the usual towering and angry Hulk, this version is more refined and controlled. His physical appearance in She-Hulk isn't as massive as past versions, but his strength and abilities remain a major force in the MCU, showing that even a smaller Hulk can still pack a punch. Honorable mentions, we can't forget about She-Hulk, played by Tatiana Maslany. Standing 6 feet 7 inches, she is Hulk's cousin, with a more controlled transformation. Red Hulk, 2025. We can't talk about Hulk without mentioning Red Hulk, the alter ego of General Thaddeus Ross, played by Harrison Ford in Captain America. This version of Hulk was highly anticipated and 9 feet tall, but ultimately underutilized. Despite his iconic status in the comics, Red Hulk only appeared for about 10 minutes in the film, leaving fans disappointed, while he retains his immense strength and signature red skin. His presence in the movie feels more like a setup for future appearances, rather than a full-fledged debut. In the comics, Red Hulk is known for his heat-emitting abilities, which allow him to increase his power, but also put him at risk of overheating. Whether we'll see more of him in the MCU remains to be seen, but his brief screen time in Brave New World suggests that Marvel might be saving his true potential for future projects. The biggest question surrounding the Hulk is why his height keeps decreasing. The main reason for this is his mental stability. Historically, Hulk's size and strength were directly linked to his anger. The angrier he got, the bigger and more powerful he became. But after his defeat by Thanos in Infinity War, Hulk underwent a change in a sort of shameless way. He merged with his Bruce Banner side to become Professor Hulk. Since then, each new appearance has seen him getting smaller, reflecting his shift away from pure rage-driven growth to a more controlled, intelligent version. But who knows? Maybe the Hulk will find a way to regain his towering form in the future,